When I was 14, I planned my wedding.
This one's wife. Just call me ma'am. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Another instance of the hypocrisy of this one's wife, which is hardly a surprise, given the fact that she is a narcissist. Sarah Nathan reports through page 6, this one's wife hates the royal family, yet flouts it for her personal gain. Indeed, the reason that she hates the royal family is because her narcissism dictates that that's the view that she should have of them, because they're painted black. Why are they painted black? Because the royal family as an institution is seen as something that threatened her need for control and has since essentially ignored her by the implementation of a no-contact regime. Despite welcoming her to begin with, when her narcissism, through her sense of entitlement and lack of accountability, sought to cause her to have things her own way, the institution simply said, no, you're not having that. This ultimately caused her to run away from the institution through the third assertion of control, withdrawal. And thereafter, she sought to establish herself as a faux royal, making money, residual benefit, in the United States. It's also the case that she sought to monetize the title, but was told that you're not allowed to do so, and you cannot use the HRH. That was a clear threat of the agreement that took place on her departure as a departure from being a working member of the royal family. Accordingly, because the institution wouldn't give her what she wanted, it and those individuals within it, Queen Elizabeth, King Charles, Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, and so on and so forth, have become painted black, and therefore her narcissism engenders hatred towards them. Now, many people would suggest, well, if you don't like or indeed hate that institution, you should have nothing to do with it, which means stop using the title, you can't use HRH, stop describing yourself as the Duchess of Sussex, stop behaving in a royal way, be something else. But remember, for the narcissist, it's all about having one's cake and eating it. And therefore what happens is that this one's wife, through the necessity of asserting control over the royal family by staying in a position of withdrawal, is motivated by her narcissism to hate it, but by the same token, it causes her to then use the titles because her narcissism compartmentalizes. On the one hand, it says, have nothing to do with them, and then, oh, well, it would be advantageous to use the title, so keep using it. She doesn't see the hypocrisy because the narcissism blinds her to it. The problem for her is that so many other people do. They recognize that it is hypocritical. They recognize that her behavior is contradictory, and once again, that results in widespread criticism for her. But she doesn't see it. Her narcissism motivates her to hate the royal family, but also motivates her to utilize connections to the royal family, and she doesn't see that there's anything wrong with that. Further, the article explains that this one's wife and Prince Harry still use their HRH titles, and not just privately. Multiple sources have told page 6. They're told that the entire Sussex family, including Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, have HRH style, as it's known, emblazoned on their stationery. Okay. So once again, this one's wife demonstrates her hypocrisy. Similarly, Harry does, although it's motivated for different reasons compared to her narcissism. And what the fuck are a 5-year-old, 6-year-old and a 3-year-old doing with personalised stationery? Now, they've not asked for it, have they? We know who has, this one's wife. All part of wanting to make herself look fantastic. This is what this one's wife does. Because the children are an extension of her, and because of her sense of entitlement and her absence of accountability, she sees nothing wrong in the whole family continuing to use the HRH. Why does she? Well, driven by a sense of entitlement, but also, as I've explained previously, titles are something that many narcissists love to have because it provides them with a tool to triangulate people. Whether it's CEO, Duchess of Sussex, or Big Chief Poobah, whatever it might be, the narcissist will use a title because they can triangulate appliances, people, with that title in order to control them. You must do what I tell you to do because I am the CEO. You must do what I tell you to do because I rank above you. You must do what I tell you to do because I'm the captain of this ship. You must do what I tell you to do because I'm royalty. It enables the narcissist to draw fuel by way of people's response. Generally, people will show some form of deference as a consequence of someone bearing a title or being ranked above them, whether it's offering a salute, a bow, or simply behaving in a manner which shows that they recognize the title that the individual has. Thus, in a country that has no interest in titles, in a country indeed that fought a war to get rid of people that had titles, this one's wife not only demonstrates that she's in effect cocking a snook at the principles of the United States, but she clings onto this title because as a narcissist, generally speaking, narcissists love titles because they aid with the pursuit of the prime aims. But it goes beyond that. Apparently, Harry and this one's wife insist on being called ma'am and sir by staffers, and they've used their HRH titles when travelling, a source said. Well, not a surprise that this one's wife, who tries to make herself seem relatable and kind and lovable, would turn around and insist that people call her ma'am. Why? Because that demonstrates they're under control. For Harry, he has been used to people calling him that all of his life, and to an extent, it's a difficult habit perhaps for him to shake. Remember, that's not driven by his need for control because he doesn't have that in the way that this one's wife does. But for her, insistence on being called ma'am once again demonstrates her hypocrisy. In some instances, it's all about, oh, I'll hug you, I'll be friendly with you, I'll be kind with you, only because she chooses that. And then elsewhere, you must call me ma'am because you're scum. You're a peasant, you're a peon, you're beneath me. Know your place. Because she's arrogant. Because she's arrogant and haughty and dismissive. And therefore it's no surprise to learn that she insists on being called ma'am, that she utilises the title and has continued to use HRH in breach of the agreement that was reached with the late Queen. All behaviours driven by her narcissism. Because it suits her to have a title, she acts in an entitled fashion, she wants to use the title, and she has no sense of accountability for her behaviour. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.